for a country to be called a country, it must have a constitution. It must have a constitution, and it must have the institutions of government. That is how you can call a state is a state, because it has a constitution and it has the institutions of governance. That's what makes a state. That is what makes a state, is whereby there is a constitution which everyone follows, and there are institutions of government. The moment you suspend the law, like one of my regular callers said yesterday, if you suspend the constitution, then that state is sliding into something else, and you won't call it democracy. It won't be a state anymore. And Zambia is risking going into a stateless nation. A stateless nation, meaning a country which doesn't have a constitution. Because yes, the constitution is there, but if you are not respecting the constitution, then that state is not a state. And you're just following what one man says. That is autocracy. And Zambia is going into autocracy because we are suspending the constitution. We just want to hear what Hakainde Hichilema has to say. And everyone else, those who are in the institutions of government, they just want to follow what Hakainde Hichilema says. There is no checks and balances. The fundamental pillars of our government is in the checks and balances that is bestowed in the institutions of government. If there is no checks and balances, that is not democracy. And this is what we are having. We are having people who are supposed to offer checks and balances on the executive, aligning themselves to the executive, aligning themselves to the president. We have people that are supposed to hold the institutions of government, who are supposed to uphold the constitution. They are aligning themselves with the president. So the president is becoming the alpha and omega. And that is not a democracy. That is a stateless nation. That is an autocratic nation. And whether you don't want to see it, but it is there. It is there. Look at Parliament, for example. Parliament is really the speakers. Because Parliament, when I talk about Parliament, I'm talking about the speakers. The speakers, the first, second, and the third speaker. These, you can see how much they are trying so hard to align themselves to the executive, to align themselves to the president. At the moment, there is a debate which is currently going on in Parliament, and this debate in Parliament is about, what the president said, what the president said when he went to Parliament on values and principles. This is a debate that is currently going on. So members of Parliament are responding to what the president said. Some of them are agreeing with him to say, okay, here he did well. But others are saying, no, here is not doing well. And that is how it should be. There should be checks and balances. But look what is happening in Parliament. Look what is happening in Parliament. Today, I just watched a clip where Binwo Mpundu was trying to debate. And you can see how the speaker, this Moyo, was trying to curtail Binwo Mpundu from talking. Moyo was debating from the seat of the speaker. He was debating from the seat of the speaker. And Moyo cannot even debate. Moyo can't debate. Moyo thinks that he knows nothing. He knows anything. Moyo doesn't. Moyo is a very down man. Moyo is a very down man. He's a very down man, Moyo. He's very down. That man is down. But look, he's trying to think that he can debate. Moyo, you can't debate. You can't debate, Moyo. You don't have what it takes to debate. You don't have what it takes to debate. But you are trying to debate. What are you debating? You know nothing. You know nothing. You know nothing. And look, when I'm talking like this, some of you might say, no, you are getting sensational. I'm not getting sensational. I will show you. Let me show you the debate, what Moyo did today when Binwo was trying to debate. Let me show you. You listen very. I want you to. I'm appealing to your reason.
The honorable member from Ghana. Mr. Speaker, the President came to address this Parliament on the progress that government has made in the application of values and principles. I'd like to be as simple as I can be. Let me start with perhaps defining these two technologies. Values, Mr. Speaker, refers to beliefs that motivates the way people behave. Principles, on the other hand, Mr. Speaker, is a set of rules that governs our behavior. Sometime back in memory, I'll restrict myself, Mr. Speaker, on account of time. We agreed as a people that we shall be governed by a particular set of principles and values. And these do not exist in abstract. They are coined down in the Constitution in Article 8. The constitutionalism, Madam Mr. Speaker, refers to the adherence to the constitutional system of governance. What this Parliament was expecting, Mr. Speaker, on page 9, as the President addressed us, was to speak to the strides that government has made, particularly in the promotion and defending of the rights and freedoms of people. Mr. Speaker, when we speak to the freedoms, freedom to associate, freedom to assemble. These are fundamental freedoms that the president should have spoken to as what government has done in the promotion of those very important freedoms. The UPND government, Mr. Speaker, goes down in history to have done the opposite in regards to the promotion of these freedoms. To over 2.5 years, Mr. Speaker, the freedom of people to assemble has been stepped on. No political grouping has been able to assemble in over 2 years, Mr. Speaker. This is contrary to what the UPND used to lament about when they were in the opposition. This country would have expected that the UPND would have done something different. The freedom to associate, Mr. Speaker, vests in the registrar of society, because when people decide to assemble, they will go and register an entity, be it a political party, an association, or otherwise. Today, Mr. Speaker, for the very first time in the history of this country, the office of the registrar has been reduced to a circus.
Honorable member.
Listen to that.
Honorable member.
See that. What has he done? What has he done for him to intervene?
Honorable member, which was
Look at that, this man. This is Moyo. At a speaker,
you know,
honestly. Listen to him now.
We all know the rules of the House.
Imagine.
You don't have the right to bring
Listen to
the
that.
office of the registrar to distribute without evidence whatsoever.
Imagine. Look at that.
Whatever allegations that you are alleging, you should be able to substantiate. You can't say the office of registrar has been brought to distribute without any evidence, just the assertions. You don't do that. And it's disappointing that some of you that are busy haggling around are people that have been here much longer. It's disappointing. You know that in this house, we talk with verified facts.
This man.
You can't just wake up and say the office has been reduced. Against what? What evidence do you have?
He's debating.
So
He
let's
can't even
avoid
debate
making such
properly.
kind of debate. Let's talk from a verified point of view. You can proceed, Honorable Member.
Mr. Speaker, not long ago, this country was entertained to the happening in the rest of society regarding the happening in the Patriotic Front, where the rest of society had to be removed from office over the happenings in regards to the PF. Today, Mr. Speaker, reports are that our friends who are sitting...
Honorable Member, I've guided you.
Listen. He asked for facts,
guided you that when
and
talking,
he's
you
trying to
should
give
have
him. Look, but he's giving him facts.
You don't have facts whatsoever why whoever was removed from the office and on what ground.
Imagine. He's
You're not
debating.
appointing authority, neither you, the registrar was reporting to you. Let's talk from an informed point of view. Let's
That is an
avoid
informed
making
position.
assertions that you can't substantiate. I've guided you.
He's even getting
You
upset.
don't
Look
have
at him.
mandate whatsoever to know who transfers who to what.
He's debating.
So don't talk about things that you can't. You don't have. You've got very little information about
Imagine.
them.
How
You may
does he know that he has got
continue
very
to
little in fact?
Mr. Speaker, the President should have come to address this Parliament on the progress that has been made in regards to the protection and promotions of the rights and freedoms of people. Mr. Speaker, the freedom to express ourselves is enshrined in our Constitution. Today, it is on record. A lot of Zambians have been treated like second-class citizens for merely expressing divergent views. It is on record, Mr. Speaker, to an extent where, Mr. Speaker, as we speak today, the government through the Ministry of Information is amending the law, the IPA Act, to gag people from even speaking, communicating through social platforms. It's fact. Constitutionalism, Mr. Speaker. Two principles of constitutionalism. Number one, separation of power. Separation of power refers to the independence and autonomy of the three arms of government as well as governance institutions. There are critical governance institutions like the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Every citizen has a right to be appointed. But citizens that are politically connected cannot be and should never be appointed to institutions like the Electoral Commission of Zambia, because it compromises the integrity of the elections in that institution. It is on record, Mr. Speaker, and an outcry recorded that individuals that are politically connected were appointed to lead the Electoral Commission of Zambia. The results have been very clear and bad. To an extent, Mr. Speaker, that the Constitutional Court, in one instance, rules saying this person and that person is eligible to contest in an election. The case of Honorable Jomalanji and Bowman, the Electoral Commission of Zambia, because of being aided by cadres, goes and overrules the Constitutional Court.
Honorable Member, I've guided you.
Listen to him now.
I've guided you. I've guided you. You know, what you're supposed to concentrate on is the presidential speech. And making these assertions that you are trying to do to gain political mileage. Presidential
where
what you are supposed to concentrate on is the presidential speech. That making these assertions that you are trying to do to gain political mileage.
Imagine the speaker saying that.
It's not necessary to do that. You are alleging that relatives have been
Their
appointed.
relatives. He never even mentioned
It's
relatives.
not necessary able to substantiate that they are relatives.
He has not even mentioned
So
relatives.
concentrate on presidential speech. If you continue, I will tell you.
Imagine
I won't
that.
allow you to proceed.
When I was
Imagine.
in secondary school in grade 11, I was the debate president of Kawamba Boys. The rules of debate are such that you infer happenings so that you can build a line of thought. Mr. Speaker, when we talk about the autonomy and independence of the three arms of government, one of the arms of government is the legislature. This August House here is expected to be independent and autonomous because any interference in here.
Honorable member,
Listen.
you are not allowed. You
You
don't
Imagine.
want to debate or
No.
want me to debate?
Listen, may you take your seat. Take your seat. The rules don't even allow to debate ourselves.
Imagine.
You should make.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that is Moyo. That is Moyo. You can imagine. That's a speaker. Yeah? That's a speaker. He interjected the guy. The guy couldn't debate. I mean, I think you need to watch this again. Just listen, just look at this guy. Look at this guy. Eh?
So that you can build a line of thought. Mr. Speaker, when we talk about the autonomy and independence of the three arms of government, one of the arms of government is the legislature. This August House here is expected to be independent and autonomous because any interference in here.
Honorable member, you are not allowed.
You want to debate or
No.
want me to debate?
Listen, may you take your seat. Take your seat. The rules don't even allow to debate ourselves. You should make.
I'm telling you, ever since I was born, I'm almost 50 years old. So I'm just 10 years short of being an independent, being part of the independent. But I've never seen, ever since I've been following political activities, especially parliament, I have never seen our parliament, going so long. Imagine, look at that. Look at what we have as a speaker. Look at what we have. I mean,
Proceed, Honorable member.
the guy.
Mr. Speaker,
Let me-
long ago, this country was entertained to the happening in the
I mean, the guy has water in his head. He can't even debate. He can't even follow logic. I mean, the moment he just sees that Bimo is hammering or is making a point on the governance of the UPND, he comes in. He comes in to curtail the debate. I mean, Bimo, and he was actually being very civil. There is nothing wrong. There is no rule that he broke as a member of parliament. He was talking about situations as they are. He was talking about situations as they are. He's criticizing the institution of ECZ. And it is true, ECZ has been highly compromised. But they said, no, you can't discuss them. You can't discuss them. You have no facts. How? How, honestly? So then what should members of parliament discuss? What should members of parliament, if members of parliament cannot name institutions, cannot criticize institutions, then what's the point of them being there? What's the point of them being there? Eh? I mean, we my brothers and sisters, even if you are a praise singer, these things are going to affect you. These things are going to affect you. It is like that, I don't know if it is a parable, a modern parable, to say they came for Jews, but I didn't do anything because I'm not a Jew. They came for Republicans, and I didn't do anything because I'm not a Republican. They came for Democrats, I didn't do anything. Finally, they had no one to follow, and they followed me, and I had no one to defend me. This is the situation that some of you are going into. Because you think that you are aligned to the UPND, because you think that you are aligned to the government, what will happen is that the rest of us will be sorted out. But at the end of the day, they will sort you out, and you will have no one to speak for you, because the rest of us who actually speak would have been sorted out. You think it is okay? Yes, now we are talking, when they're sorting out, he's even in exile, he's over there, and whatever. It is okay. But look, me, I can even afford at least to be out of the country and still live okay. But what about people out there? Some of the people cannot even afford to jump on a bus and go anywhere. They can't afford. So they stay there. People like Jackson Chama. Jackson Chama could not even fight. Jackson Chama was defeated, arrested from Kitwe or from Lusaka, and taken to Southern Province. Because Southern Province has become like Guantanamo Bay. Southern Province is Guantanamo Bay of the UPND. Even me, when they wanted to arrest me, they wanted to take me to Wengwa. That's why they wanted to take me. They wanted to take me to Southern Province. It is Guantanamo Bay. Those that they think that, okay, these are a problem, they want to be arresting them and taking them to the Zambezi region, just like I was taken to Lukulu. This is what is happening. They want to be arresting people like us and take them to the Zambezi region. It is like a Guantanamo Bay. It is like another country. Because some of you may not even know that Guantanamo Bay is not actually in America, it's out of America. That is the situation that the UPND are coming up. Now, surely, just look at what is happening. Can you say that our parliament is independent? Can you say that our parliament is independent? And Moyo wield so much power, he has got so much confidence because he is like a dog that has been unleashed to go for these guys, go for them. You see, when a dog he knows that the owner is there and he's saying, come on, go for them, that dog can be very vicious. That is how Moyo is behaving. Moyo is behaving as a vicious dog because he knows that the master is just behind, the master is watching. The more vicious, the more stupid I become, the better for me. And we have a number of people like Moyo who think that they are with them. Same with this Gilbert Piri. Gilbert Piri thinks that he is with them. And he's being vicious on some of us. But he's nowhere. And this is a fact. He's nowhere. They are just being used. He's just being used. Moyo is being used. He's just being used. And he's a fool who cannot realize that, look, what I'm doing here is wrong. These guys are killing Zambia. They're messing up our country, these people. It is terrible. And look, another one has been used at Emmanuel Banda. Emmanuel Banda. He is the one who has put in a complaint against the Jean Chisenga. That Emmanuel Banda did not come up with that complaint on his own. If he even wrote that letter, I doubt. Somebody must have written a letter for him. And they just gave him to sign. That's it. Complaining against a member of parliament who has got immunity. A member of parliament who was checking the president, calling out the president for the lies, for the liar that he is. Calling out the president for the liar that he is. And you have this guy, lodging in a complaint. What complaint? What do you want them to do to Jean Chisenga? And Jean Chisenga is a member of parliament who was elected by the people. And she's a good member of parliament for that matter. She's a good member of parliament who is loved by the people that she's saving. My brothers and sisters, Napapata, this is not about what. No one is going to pay me for what I'm saying. No, I'm talking for Zambia. And believe you me, you can be a president. What is happening is not right. What you just saw, the act of Moyo, that is not right. Even if you are indoctrinated, you should be able to see wrong things for what they are. That is wrong. A member of parliament must be allowed to debate. A member of parliament must be allowed to call out the president for the liar that he is. He must be able to do that. And they should not be punished. Like Gary Kombo said that she will not go unpunished. And Gary Kombo, mind you, is part of the executive. And I'm sure they are filing their arrows, to stab, to strike on Jean Chisenga. For what? For telling the president the truth. Who doesn't know in Zambia today? Who doesn't know that Wakainde Hichilema Babu fee? Who doesn't know? Who doesn't know? You call me here, I'm going to open phone line. Tell me that you don't know that Hakainde Hichilema is a liar. Tell me. We will give you evidence. We will give you evidence of Hakainde Hichilema being a liar. He's the worst president that we have ever had. A most cheating president. Politicians lie, but Hakainde Hichilema and this is a fact. You can help me for it, but it is a fact. And I can run you through that. But all these people are aligning themselves to Hakainde Hichilema.